problem with her. Where'd that go? She was having a problem figuring out how exactly to get her pattern to work properly because it was such a precise, intricate pattern. So this is her basic shape, and this is one of those things that she's done correctly, like I had said. You are not to just go ahead and build your pattern by step and repeating all the way across. You can step and repeat, but once you get that 18, it's got to work through your swatches palette. When she did that though, this worked across, I believe, Amanda, right? The left and rights were fine. It was just the top and bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when she created her pattern with the top and bottom, you can actually, in fact, see, once you get used to this, so you see where this ends at this base part here. This is where it should continue, but it's not. So you could literally go in and try to change your shape and do all that, but there's no point doing that when she's already created a really beautiful shape. And it already links together. So now we just need to find a way essentially to make that work better. So what we did was, I just took one of her shapes. Whoops, I didn't take all of it. Pop that in. It looks like we got an extra little squiddle in there. Oh my gosh, I'm really messing this sucker up, aren't I? Let's try that one more time. Oh, that one's, let's take this guy. And if anybody, y'all heard of, I'm just gonna expand this. So has everyone heard of Aaron Draplin? Just go off track, yeah. Were you guys here last year? You guys were here last year, yeah. And did you go to the, I'm the one that organized that, by the way, in case you don't know. I got Aaron Draplin here. No, one of his lines that is one of my absolute favorites is that vectors are free. So when I'm like playing with patterns, when I'm playing with logos, when I'm doing anything that's vectorized, I have my one file which is called pattern play, logo play, etc. So I kind of just go nuts on it and just I never delete anything. What did my client call me the other day? A digital hoarder, because like I just keep everything because I'll constantly need to like go back to that other version. Or I literally just did it today working on a client thing. I was like, oh no, I wish I had the original. And I was like, I do have the original because I had expanded my path and then I had cropped a bit out, but I needed my original shape so I could circle back and do another variation. This was something that was done now it's like before COVID. So we're talking at least almost 2 years. So keep a master messy file, even if it's a disaster, keep it. Okay, I feel like I'm totally going off track today. That's okay. So what we need to do is we need this. We need to create this in our pattern. So I'm just going to take this one individual shape and I'm going to drag that into my swatches palette. So just like in the one tutorial video, or in the previous ones, you double click to go into your options to either edit if you're having a problem or edit the way, if you're doing it this way, edit the tile type, etc. So when you double click, first and foremost, just so you don't forget, never just press cancel. I've done it before, just like click away. Then all the edits that you just did end up going erased. You can save a copy if you want to keep that original one, or just press done. So if you look back to, I'm just going to press cancel again. If you look back to Amanda's pattern, so it's not a grid where it stacks one on top of another onto another. It's actually, they call this brick by row. So think of like subway tiles, wall type thing, or bricks on the wall, how they're offset and they're overlaid. So this one's here. And before you get to the actual, this would be the regular grid. But because this shape actually overlaps into the exterior of this shape, that is called the brick by row. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say brick by row, but you can already see, I'm just going to press done so I can hopefully. No, wait, there we go. Oh my gosh. I'm really trying to do a nice tutorial for you guys, and I'm like pooping the bed on this one, aren't I? Okay, let's try this again. Let's double click. Brick by row. It's still all over the, let me see, can I get you over here? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna leave it over there because for some reason it's not grouping. So anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the offset of the width and the height. So right now it's basing these measurements off of this exact size, but we actually in fact need the left and right axis to overlap with each other, and then we need them to come down a little bit closer to each other. So let's add a little bit of space because I essentially need this guy to come all the way down in here. So we're going to bring that number, whoops, down. And this is usually and generally just a lot of playing. So you can see they're getting a little bit better. I'm just doing this with my mouse. So that's looking good. And then in here, there you go. So 3, and then you can get really, try to get in there really precise, like 0.5 and see what that looks like. No, that's no good. That's looking much better. You can even maybe like 2.89. No, that's 2.9. No, 3 is going to be the number. So now that you can see everything interlocking in with each other, you can up those copies 7 by 7 and then press done. And now when we fill it with our pattern, there it is. Let's just transform both. And so now that pattern is actually, in fact, working. When we fill it up, it's interlocking, it's fine. She can go in and adjust the sizing if she needs to by using that transform, by sizing down the pattern, etc. But in a total roundabout kind of messy way of showing you, that's another way you can create those patterns if you're, say, basing your pattern off of one individual shape, but making sure that it still all functions and works properly without doing it in that sort of